Good afternoon, Miss Angela. I'm with Miss Brígida, and today we are going to ask any questions.
Hi, my name is Brígida and I'm from Peru. I was born in Juliaca and I know Carla because she was my student before. And yeah, she was a very, very intelligent and smart student.
The first question is, what does being a missionary means to you?
Well, it means a lot of things. It's actually a lifestyle for me because I think some people consider like being missionaries is a state, like you have to go and achieve that. But as soon as we accept Jesus Christ and we get baptized, I think we are missionaries already because being a missionary means to be honest, to be sincere in heart, to trust Jesus. Many things like Adventists, and we are all Adventists as soon as we get baptized, so we live as Jesus lived here on us, right?
Yeah. So the next question is, what did you feel when you first arrived Turkey?
Well, I was very expectant and excited because many people told me many things about Turkey. It was actually a Muslim country, and due to the fact that it was Muslim, people told me that in the Middle East people kill Christians. So with this idea, I went there. But when I arrived there, it was all the opposite. Well, they have some issues, problems, but for me, it was all the contrary. People were very friendly. They loved Christians. They don't love us as we think they would to us, but the way they feel towards us is like the love they have for foreigners, because I was a foreigner, and instead of thinking of Christianity, they put me as a foreigner, and they welcome all foreigners, so they loved me and the other foreigners as well. So my expectation for Turkey was different from the beginning. At first, it was like, I was like afraid because I was a Christian, but no, it was so good. They accept all Christians. They love Christians as well as human beings.
Yes, so you find beautiful people.
Yes, so friendly, so hospitable, very good and nice people.
Okay, nice. So, can you tell me some experiences in this country?
Well, I have a lot of experiences, and just to sum them up, the way women and men treat among themselves is different to the Latin American people. For example, my girlfriends were cute and nice, but the way they treated the boys was like very distant, and I think that was one of the most exciting and interesting experiences I got from them, because the way they see the world view as men and women, the way they treat each other is different. For example, just one example to be short, women do not touch men, right? Not even looking at the eyes, right? Staring the eyes. So if they have to talk with boys or with women, they talk like this, and they don't greet each other. They just say salam, salam alaikum, something like that, and that's it. So I think that's good because it's not exaggeration for me, because some others may consider it as exaggeration, but it's not, because the way they want to feel towards that is respect. They need respect to respect the space of the other person, especially among genders.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Miss, can you describe a memorable moment?
Sure, I have plenty, but one of them is the most unforgettable ones. You know, one day I was returning home, and I was teaching English in a foundation. The foundation was on this side of the road, and my house, the apartment was over there, so I had to go the avenue. And I was returning home like around 8:30 or 9 p.m. When I saw the streets, nobody was there. Nobody, zero people. Yeah, just the cars going and coming. And I don't know when, but suddenly somebody was there behind me. He was following me. And I continued walking, and there was nobody else, just him following me. And while I was going, I saw him that he was still following me. I got scared because I was alone in a different country, and I think it was on the first month, and I didn't have the chip to call the people there. And so I was afraid and scared. And then, many things happened afterwards. But then because of this feeling of being scary and then to be afraid, I forgot that I was Adventist. I forgot that I was a missionary. And but after many minutes, it was a long time for me. I remembered that I was Adventist. I remember that we have Jesus, and the guy was still following me. And then I closed my eyes and said, "Please, Jesus, help me, because I'm a foreigner and I have nobody there to ask for help." And then when it was in seconds, I was still there. The guy was following me, and right in front of me, two people, two men, tall men, appeared. Always tall. So they showed up, and I was with them. I think they were angels because I'm sure nobody was there, just this guy following me. And then after I prayed, I think God opened my eyes, and these two men were there. And then they accompanied me back home. That was one of the most unforgettable experiences.
It was a beautiful miracle.
Yeah, it's a miracle. I think it's they were angels, because I have no other answer.
Miss Brígida, could you like to continue to be a missionary?
Sure. As I have said at the beginning, to be missionaries is not a state. It's not like another stage for life. It's as soon as we get baptized, we are already missionaries. So I consider myself to be a missionary still now, these days. And for the future, I will continue being a missionary forever, because that's my personal idea. We are Adventists, we are automatically missionaries. So maybe going on mission to another country, that could be a future plan, probably. But still, I like doing mission here in Peru as well, teaching English to some of my students. And although I'm paid here in Turkey, I wasn't paid for it. The payment is different, right? But still, I like to share my experiences, give some advice to my friends, to students here in Peru as well. Yeah.
Miss, how did you prepare to missionary to work to Turkey?
To Turkey. To do mission work in Turkey, I passed through many difficulties, because, I think God prepares our hearts, because He knows who's going, He knows where we are going, and He knows with what kind of people we're going to treat and deal with. So I think God was preparing my heart years before. And my idea was not to go to Turkey. I even didn't know that Turkey was a country. So, but I was planning to go to other countries. And then God opened doors, closed doors. When I'm about to start an activity, in this case, when I was about to go to Turkey, I always pray. Whenever I want to do something new, I pray, and I ask God to close doors whenever possible, and to open doors whenever it's possible. So for me, God, I think, closed many doors, because I was planning to go to many other countries, not Turkey. And God closed those doors. But to close these doors, I had to pray a lot. And praying is, I think, one of the most important tools for us Christians.
Okay. Miss, can you mention a challenge?
Sure. There are many challenges, especially when you are away from the family. one of them, the unforgettable ones, I would say, is family in church, because I was away from my family, and there was no church, because when we are afraid of the family, we usually rely on the church. But in my case, there was 0% of Adventism. So there was no church, no family, no friends, nothing. Just me among many Muslim people. And Muslims' culture is different, so I couldn't relate that. For example, my friends, the girls, the way they treat each other is different from my girlfriends in Peru. In Peru, I feel like differently with my girlfriends than in Turkey. And so no family, no friends, no church, nothing was a very hard topic for me. And yeah, we should be ready mentally, and especially mentally, to deal with family and church in the Middle East especially.
Who inspired you to be a missionary?
Well, that's one of the most important questions, I think. One of the most important questions of you. Because many people do not consider this, do not care well this in the church. You know, I was Adventist. I wasn't born Adventist. I was Adventist when I was 10 or 11, I guess. And I was Catholic before. But when I got to the church, the first time, I saw a lot of missionaries in the church. I was attending to this church in the clinic, the Adventist clinic hospital in Puno, and they had a lot of missionaries. These missionaries were coming and going. When I saw them, my idea changed from the church, because I was Catholic and I thought Christians were just boring people. But when I saw them, how eager were they with the church, the activities they were doing, and they were changed. Another new missionaries came, and new things. Every time was moving like this. So I saw them since I was 10 or 11. And then I started university, and I continued with the same idea. I was attending the church, and they were continuing moving, and then eager and motivated to do many activities. All this inspired me to be a future missionary. And I saw them, I said, oh, I want to be like them in the future. Yes. And then I decided, I was studying the Adventist University. They invited us to be missionaries, so I studied, and they did everything, and it was good. So I think the church plays an important role for all Christians, all Adventists. We may be the inspiration of others as well. Yeah. We, even if we do not have a mission experience, but we are members of the church. So as members of the church, we may inspire others to be missionaries. So everyone, I think, in the church plays an important part, an important role for future missionaries.
Okay. If you have the opportunity to return to Turkey, what do you change?
Well, talking about mission work, I would change many things, because I went from one day to another. It was a very instant and spontaneous decision I had to make, because it was a long process previously. But talking about mission work, you know, I consider myself to be very introvert. Mm-hmm. And when I was studying and working before going to Turkey, I was concentrated on my work, on my studies, on everything about me, not with social activities. When we had some, let's say, a sports event, I wasn't eager to participate. They were telling me you have to participate, but I was like, again, this activity. And then we had another birthday ceremony, let's say, and then I was like, again, that activity. So I was kind of absent sometimes to these social activities, and I wasn't able to develop some social skills, the soft skills that most professionals need, because I was concentrated like, my job, my work, my studies, like that. That's why nowadays I always recommend everyone to be part of all the activities because it develops soft skills. And that's what I would change. If I have to return to Turkey now, I would develop, now I'm developing more social activities, social skills. And to develop these skills, we need to be part of these other activities, right? When I was in Turkey, I had some difficulty with these social activities. For example, if Turkish people, they are always used to invite you to their houses. And I'm vegetarian. I have a mental problem with meat. And for example, that was another issue for me. Like they were inviting me to their houses, but it was for me difficult to go and get really connected with them. If I had changed that from the beginning, yeah, maybe things would have been different. And although, yeah, still things worked well because God knows who is taking there, right? If God put me in that place, He knew my personality, He knew how I was, and probably that was the best option. I don't know, right? God knows, but if I had to change something, that was what would I change.
And the last question is, what advice would you give a new missionaries?
Yeah. Well, as I have said previously, to participate in all activities and develop soft skills because it's not only our profession that we share with others in mission, it's also different areas, different skills. It could be reading, writing, could be drawing, could be just playing a simple game, anything. Whatever we do counts for heaven, whatever. So it's important for all missionaries to be part and develop new skills. Be part of all the activities they can. And this will help socialize and get in touch and connected with others, with non-believers. So to develop new skills, that's my advice.
Thank you, Miss. That's all for this short interview. Thank you for your help me, and see you next opportunity.
Bye bye. Thank you so